It's only a game. Why you have to be mad?
What's up guys, and welcome to FPL Today. On today's video we'll look at the players that could have a breakout season in the Fantasy Premier League. We'll look for those players that are kind on your FPL budget but could also be explosive and great value to get you those Fantasy Premier League points. So let's get straight into it. First off, we start off with Bukayo Saka at 5.5 million, and he is currently 4.9% owned in the FPL game at the time of this recording. Saka broke into the Arsenal side last season initially as a left back to cover for Arsenal's injuries, but soon found himself further up the field and becoming a real creative outlet for the Gunners. I believe as long as he keeps his starting berth, which could be at risk during the transfer window and with the signing of Willian, we could see a big improvement of output for Saka at Arsenal. Considering his real big performances came after Project Restart, when he no longer had to fill in at the back, 1 goal and 6 assists with some great performances along the way, and 21 attempted assists, and outperforming his expected assists by almost double, there's definitely a feeling amongst most Arsenal fans that Saka could break out as a star this season. We then move on to an Aston Villa player, and Trezeguet comes in at 5.5 million and is owned by 2.4% of players at the time of this recording. A tricky winger who started to realise his potential at the end of the season when Aston Villa needed his performances the most to help them survive from the drop. 6 goals and 1 assist from 48 shots, 16 of which were on target, and an XG of 4.79. If Aston Villa can take their survival and continue to improve, they need other players to stand up other than just Jack Grealish, and that is of course assuming that they manage to keep Grealish for another season. Trezeguet could be that player because remember, Aston Villa were 4 points off of safety with 4 games left in the season. Trezeguet then scored 2 goals against Palace for a 2-0 win and scored the only goal against Arsenal in Villa's final home game of the season, both incredibly important goals for the Villains. Potentially this could show that Trezeguet has now adapted to the Premier League and he's on his way to become a very important player at Aston Villa. Before we move on to 3 other top potential breakout midfielders in the FPL, if you enjoyed the content in this video, please consider liking the video and subscribing to the channel. Also hit that notification bell to join the notification squad, and in the comments down below let me know who you think could be a potential breakout asset in the FPL this season. The next player we look at is Stuart Armstrong, who comes in at 5.5 million and an ownership of 1.5%. He arguably has some of the best attacking statistics of any midfielder in his price range, offering better underlying stats than Souček, who is a very popular option. 5 goals and 4 assists from 46 shots on goal, 20 on target with 18 attempted assists. Could Armstrong be that perfect 4th or 5th midfielder in your FPL sides? Southampton's manager has stated he wants someone to take some of the burden of goal scoring off of Danny Ings' shoulders, and also whilst the relationship between Armstrong and his manager didn't start off great, they are now starting to see eye to eye, and Southampton as a side definitely seem to be on the rise if you take their form from the end of the season into consideration. We now look at another Aston Villa player, and I didn't want to suggest 2 Aston Villa players, but do you remember a time when everyone and their nan had John McGinn? Well, he's now only 0.9% owned by players in the FPL game. 3 goals and 3 assists came from only 2,318 minutes. Starting the season off strong and then having his season halted by injury, he had 55 shots on goal, 20 of which were on target with an XG of 4.3. He also attempted 37 assists and had an expected assists of 2.6. His importance in my eyes cannot be understated in that Villa side, so if he can stay injury free and return to the form he had at the beginning of last season, I think not only will his numbers improve this season, but Aston Villa as a side will improve as well. And finally we move on to a player that's slightly more expensive, the most expensive person on this list, and that is Bowen. With his ownership at 0.9%, and whilst everyone else looks at Souček and Antonio, Bowen could be the main creator in chief at West Ham this season. 1 goal and 4 assists from 24 shots on goal and 15 attempted assists. This all came from roughly 13 games. And this is a new player to the club, and if you search for his highlight reel on YouTube, you'll also see he does have an eye for goal. With Antonio now reclassified as a striker, meaning he scores less points for a goal and won't get any clean sheet points, and him in a price bracket that is easy to find other options from in one transfer, don't sleep on Bowen. So guys, there you have it. Let me know what you think of my 5 picks as potential breakout midfielders with low ownership and price in the FPL. Will you be considering any of them for your FPL sides? And before we sign off in this video, at the end of the last video, I did ask you to ask questions with the hashtag #EndOfVideo. Now, I'm going to ask you to do the same if you want your question highlighted in the next video, but this time using the hashtag EOV, because it's just a lot shorter and quicker for you guys. Now, I was going to answer a question seriously, but after the absolute shambles of pronunciations and getting name wrongs in the last video, some of you hashtagged end of video with corrections for me, so I thought I'd just quickly highlight them here, just for a bit of a laugh. But next video, I will answer a question asked by one of you with the hashtag EOV, as long as I haven't made too many mistakes in this one. So thank you for watching this video. If this video has helped you, please again consider hitting that subscribe button and that like button, and also leaving a comment in the comments down below with that hashtag EOV. I've been JNO, this has been FPL Today, and remember, it's all about the game.